Buckle up, snowflakes. It's time for the Kenny Roller Show, where we serve the truth rare, the sarcasm well done, and the tears of the left right over ice, baby. It's your weekly roundup. I promise to keep you informed with last week's current events in 15 minutes or less. Welcome to the show, folks. It's March 10th, and if you smell something burning, don't worry. It's just the remnants of the Iranian regime. Last week, President Trump launched Operation Epic Fury, as I like to call it, the ultimate cancel culture. We turned the Supreme Leader into a permanent resident of the past tense. And honestly, it's about time. For years, the previous administration sent them pallets of cash. Trump sent them a couple of Tomahawk missiles. Well, all we can say is that one is a bribe and the other is a freaking message. Guess which one actually stopped the drones?
Over the past 36 hours, the United States and its partners have launched Operation Epic Fury, one of the largest, most complex, most overwhelming military offensives the world has ever seen.
Look at these experts on CNN. They're clutching their pearls so hard they're going to get carpal tunnel, folks. Oh, the escalation. Listen, Karen, the only thing escalating is the quality of life for everyone who doesn't want to see the world burn. If the Ayatollah wanted to grow old, he shouldn't have made war with America his entire personality. Meanwhile, back in D.C., the Democrats are having a collective nervous breakdown, folks, over the Save America Act. They're claiming that asking for a photo ID to vote is unsurmountable. I don't even know what that means. Give me a break. These are the same people who think a 12-year-old is mature enough to pick their own gender. Are you kidding me? But apparently, a grown adult is too oppressed to find a government building and to show a piece of plastic? Give me a break. They don't want secure elections. You know what they want? They want a choose-your-own-adventure book where the ending is always a blue wave fueled by people who don't even actually live here. It's not voter suppression to make sure the guy voting is actually a citizen. It's called not being a third-world banana republic. Y'all should try it sometimes. All right, let's check in with Secretary Bobby Kennedy making America healthy again. He's out here banning red dyes and chemicals that make our kids vibrate at a frequency high enough to shatter glass, folks.
We're gonna get rid of the dyes, and then one by one, we're gonna get rid of every ingredient and additive in food that we can legally address. One of the problems is that the industry, which all of these industries, cast a dark shadow historically over this agency.
The mainstream media is acting like we're banning oxygen. But, Kenny, what about my neon orange snack puffs? Look, if your food glows in the dark, it's not food, folks. It's basically nuclear waste with a marketing budget. The left spent decades telling us that they were the party of the environment, the Green Party, right? But the second we try to take petroleum out of your breakfast cereal, they suddenly turn into lobbyists for big oily flakes. Pick your lane, guys. Trigger warning. It's time for my favorite part of the show, folks. Kenny's X-ray vision, where we look through the nonsense on social media to see the absolute void of logic. Let's see what the intellectual elite are crying about this week. All right, folks, let's start with Exhibit A. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, as known as AOC, tweeted, and I quote, "The unilateral strike in Iran is a violation of international law and puts every American life at risk. We need de-escalation, not more cowboy diplomacy." Cowboy diplomacy? Oh, Sandy, I'm sorry we didn't send a gift basket and a therapist to Tehran. You want de-escalation? I think turning their military command into a parking lot is pretty much a permanent form of de-escalation, folks. They can't escalate if they can't breathe, sweetie. And in international law, that's cute. It's a thing people cite when they're too weak to do anything else. While you're worried about the rights of a regime that hangs people from damn cranes, the rest of us are enjoying the fact that we don't have to check the news for dirty bomb threats every 20 damn minutes. All right, Exhibit B. Here's one from Governor Gavin Newsom, or as I like to call him, Governor Less. He says, Trump's Save America Act is a direct attack on the soul of our democracy. California will remain a sanctuary for all voters regardless of status. Regardless of status? All right, folks, I'm going to translate that from slick-haired politician to plain American. And it means we need people who aren't citizens to vote so he could keep his job. Hey, Gavin, quick question. If I walk into a French election and try to vote for a croissant, do you think they'll let me? No, because they have this crazy thing called sovereignty. California isn't a sanctuary for voters. It's a laboratory for how to ruin a state while maintaining a perfect tan, of course. Maybe you should focus on the fact that your streets look like a scene from The Last of Us before you lecture us on democracy. Get out of here. All right, Exhibit C. And finally, a classic from the health crowd. Some MSNBC contributor wrote, by banning food dyes, the Trump administration is actually attacking low-income families who rely on affordable processed foods. I can't even read this with a straight face, folks. You heard it here first, folks. Being pro-poison is now the progressive stance. Apparently, wanting poor kids to not have their brain scrambled by red dye number 40 is elitist. I didn't realize that equity meant everyone should have equal access to, let's say, ADHD and heart disease. These people are so addicted to hating Trump that if he came out in favor of oxygen, they'd all start holding their breath out of protest. Honestly, I wish they would. That is it for the X-ray vision today. My eyes hurt from looking at that much stupidity. Remember, the border's closing, the dyes are going, and the bad guys are meeting their maker. It's a great time to be an American unless you're a professional victim. It's been a huge week, folks. We're cleaning up the food, clearing out the terrorists, and finally putting a close sign on the border. And if you're a liberal and you're feeling triggered, well, just remember, there are plenty of safe spaces in Canada. Though, with the way things are going up there, you might actually prefer our chaos. The golden age of America isn't coming. It's here. Hey, you know what the best part is? We're just getting started, folks. I'm Kenny Royal. Go buy a steak, drink some raw milk, and tell a socialist to get a damn job. See you next time.